20 seconds and counting. T-minus 15 seconds. Guidance is internal. 12, 11, 10, 9. Ignition sequence starts. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. All engine running. Liftoff. We have a liftoff. 32 minutes past the hour.
What up, tubers? Our president? Who we got here? Norwegian, how you doing? Bob Barker, Nick, Sheepdog, Jerry, Cat Tinsley. You're a guy, right? Every time I see your name, I think you're a woman. No, I'm not trying to offend you. I just don't know too many dudes named Cat. 29 degrees. See what we got here. It's raining. Just barely, but it's raining. Oh, it's 60. But gotta get a frame for that. Your initials. You are a gal. See, I can't tell with the photo because your photo's sideways and it's tiny. Could you guys hear the audio at the beginning? I don't know if it's like all screwed up or if you can hear it or not. This is a pretty good little laptop though. It picks up stuff pretty well. Okay, well, at least I still can say I don't know a guy named Cat, which is good. Chilling in Phoenix. Is that you or me? I made notes. I never make notes. Well, Cat Stevenson is spelled with a C, and it's not his real name. And he goes by, what is it, Yusuf Muhammad now, I think, isn't it? Yusuf Muhammad? Some shit like that. He's a muzzy. We are comfortable with who we are. Well, good. Everybody should be. Unless you're, you know, a sodomite. Uh-oh, Garage by Zepside Andy. Well, you get originality points. I'm trying to think of a show and tell. Obviously, a picture of our president, which is going to be framed probably tomorrow. And I did get something off of the suggestion. I don't know if it's a subscriber. It was a commenter. I don't know if this person subscribes or not. But they went in the Wayback Machine and they found like this video I made at the beginning of time about, I don't even know what it was. Something about things you may or may not want to have in your bug out kit. I don't even remember what it was called. But I had the LifeStraw on there, and they attacked me for having the LifeStraw and said that I should get the what's called a Sawyer Mini. Anybody familiar with the Sawyer Mini? This individual claimed it was far superior to the LifeStraw. It's smaller than the LifeStraw, I like it. I mean, it's cool. It has a big syringe. It has a tube. It has a bag, and the bottom of the Sawyer Mini screws directly onto a water bottle, so you can filter your water directly into a bottle and then just drink it straight out. All right, Norwegian's got one. So good deal. I have both too. But you know, this thing says it will do 100,000 gallons, allegedly. I mean, and it removes 99.99999% of all harmful bacteria and 99.9999% of protozoa such as Cryptosporidium and Giardia. So it's a little bit more effective with the bacteria than the Cryptosporidium, but very nice and compact though for the bug out. Carry with you in a backpack or on your harness. So I don't know. So whoever it was that told me to, like, what are you doing with that live straw? You should get a Sawyer Mini. Well, I got a Sawyer Mini now, and thank you. It seems to be pretty cool. All right, so that's an endorsement from Norwegian. You've used one and you haven't shit your pants yet, so that's good. I'm assuming you drank out of like a creek or a stream or something. That's good. So let's see. So Sheepdog, Norwegian you have them. Yeah, Kat, apparently replace your life straw in your cart with the Sawyer Mini. Same price. It's about 1/4 the size. And I think this came with more attachments and the bag and everything. It came with more stuff than the life straw does. And I do like that you can screw it directly onto a water bottle. So you might want to think about swapping it out. I think it's the same price. It was like $19.99. And 100,000 gallons, that'll do for your family. You guys will be drinking shit water out of creeks for a long time. So JT, you are in Phoenix? Yeah, I think I paid $19.99 with Amazon. I might have gotten screwed. I should be a preferred customer at this point. I think they took advantage of me. We also got these things. I think Mike will probably bring it out and show it. It is, I don't even know what they're called. They're metal decals of the Punisher, and they go on your AR. Hopefully Mike will bring his out, because I got 2 of them, so I gave him one. And kind of hard to describe, but they're actually really cool. Hello, Common Man. Yeah, Jackhammer, when you come out here, bring your AR to show them that Punisher. I don't even know what it's called, but they're pretty cool. It's just bling for an AR. It doesn't have any functionality, but they work really cool. Thank you, sir. See if you can see it. See this? It's just I don't know what you call it, but completely unnecessary, yet legendary at the same time. So let's see, what do I have on my my notes? I was gonna do a big thing on, like, it is the new year, and oh, we got 33 watching. That means we're Masonic, Satanic, Luciferian, Illuminati. I don't know. Okay, now we got 35 watching. That was close. Yeah, Nick Makes Preps will be here in a week. It's not magnetic. They are adhesive. You peel off the back and stick them on. I was gonna do like a like a predictions, like what people think is gonna happen in 2019. But if you guys have an idea of what you think we could expect to happen this year, feel free to throw it out there. I'm not really going to go down that road. I'm more 2019 for me is the year of wait and see. I'm just going to ride it out. I'm going to ride this wave. I'm going to go with the flow. I'm going to be more reactionary. I'm just going to prepare for everything bad and let the chips fall where they may. Yeah, I mean, if you go by the Torah, I think New Year's Day is like April 1st. So technically, but we're just going to go with the Gregorian nonsense for now and pretend like it's 2019. MAGA and chaos from the left. You know, the left has been 2018 towards the beginning, 2017, 2018, like maybe halfway into 2018 was like the year of Antifa, where they were just being just one giant pain in the ass. And then it just stopped. Like same with Black Lives Matter. That's why that's all a psyop. It's all part of the script. It all just stopped, which is like ridiculous. So I would expect them to ramp that shit up again. They, you know, with the whole border wall and the migrant caravan and all the other nonsense, they've had a lot of reasons to have those little hissy fits they were having in like Portland and wherever else those creatures propagate. And then it just came to a stop, which is really weird. So you think, yeah, they're probably, I don't know if they're going to pop back up or if they're just going to bypass all that nonsense and ramp it up to something a lot better. What else we have? What's that? 7-year tribulation. See, I don't know if I want to get into the rapture because then you get into the whole pre, mid, post argument and it doesn't go anywhere. Tribulation, I agree with. I mean, yeah, that's going to happen. I just don't want to get into the rapture because it all boils down to it's either like how you interpret the Bible or you let your worldview get in the way. Because the Bible clearly states that we have to go through the tribulation. We don't get this get out of jail free. And because if we were raptured before all the shit started, then why would we be told we can't take the mark of the beast and that Jesus basically rewards us all at the end for staying true? And, you know, it's like none of that would happen if we were all already raptured. But I don't want to get into all that stuff. Yeah, the Yellow Vest movement, it was infiltrated. Everything's infiltrated. Things are created to be infiltrated. Like the only thing I think that hasn't been infiltrated is Q. And that's because I don't think it's possible to infiltrate a small group of military intelligence. I mean, who are they? They're not going to let anybody in that wasn't there from the beginning. So they can't infiltrate it. They can only put out fake news. Are air guns good for self-defense? I don't know. Have you ever played airsoft? Have you been shot by one? Are you still alive? You're probably not that good for defense then. If you were really lucky or really good, I suppose you could maybe put an eye out. Hello, the Joe Info. Nata Viller Forge and Woodcraft. Is that your company? Is that like a company that you own? Yeah, we're gonna get into the prepping and how you deal with like family members that think you're nuts. Yeah, a shot in the nuts, maybe. I mean, it's airsoft. Actually, I've never seen They Live. I've only seen like the clips on YouTube of Roddy Piper taking his glasses on and off. Interesting story, though. I used to live in Portland, Oregon, and I was bowling one time by myself because I don't have any friends, so I just went bowling. And so I've got my own lane, and I'm bowling. And I threw the rock. I turned around, and Roddy Piper was standing right behind me watching me bowl. We just kind of gave each other I played it cool. And then it wasn't long after that I heard he was dead. So yeah, I had nothing to do with it. He was just watching me bowl. I had nothing to do with it. He seemed like a nice guy. Yeah, we gave each other the sup nod, and I just kept bowling. I didn't even say hi to him. We just. Well, Paradise, California. I've heard some things that are going on there now, but I can't verify them, so I don't really want to spread any rumors but it's connected to the fact that they also claim that the government in Arizona has been told to expect a swarm of migrants from California. And what happened in Paradise is related to what they're expecting to happen in a way, I suppose. Allegedly. I don't know. Who knows? Like I said, 2019 for me is like I'm prepared for anything, and I'm just going to react to whatever happens. I'm not going to predict. It's because who knows? These people are insane. Well, clearly they weren't just fires. Directed energy weapons. I think there's strong evidence. Clearly, if you look at what happened and the way the fires burned and what the damage they did, something's up. But I mean, honestly, all we can do is guess. So I really don't even care at this point. If bad people come my way, I'm going to kill them. That's kind of my stance right now. Barry Soetoro. It depends. I mean, do I think Barry Soetoro has plans as far as a power grab or something he'd like to do in the future? Yes. Will he be allowed to? I don't know. I mean, if he ends up where I hope he ends up, he won't be making any moves except, So you guys know, I got an email today from Jason H. He's a subscriber. He's been here since like the beginning, and he's the one that made the bolt cutter stickers that I gave out like, I don't know, 9 months ago or whatever it was. And I don't know, he's just been a real active like subscriber to the channel, doing a lot of stuff kind of behind the scenes, being really supportive. He sent me an email today and said that YouTube took his channel down. And I'm trying to remember the last video of his I saw, because his videos were about, I can't remember now. They weren't gaming. They were shoot. I can't remember now. But it wasn't even like, he didn't make videos on like controversial topics. Yeah, Jason's channel. He said YouTube took him down. I don't know why. He's a good guy. I mean, and as far as I know, he never made any videos that had, I think he only had like 2 or 3 videos on his entire channel. And they weren't like truther videos or anything. I don't remember. I wish I could remember what kind of videos he had, but they were really benign. I don't know. what that's all about. I know YouTube was doing some sort of a purge where they were supposedly deleting accounts of what they considered to be like possible bots or whatever. Maybe they thought his account was like maybe he didn't have a real account. Maybe they thought he wasn't a real person. I don't know. Maybe I'll get an email from him tomorrow with a further explanation. So I wanted to touch on Operation Safe Space, because ever since I stopped making those update videos, I'll let you do that. Ever since I stopped making the update videos and instead put the contact individuals on the contingency plan website, I've only gotten contacted by like one person. And before that, every time I made an update video, I got like 2 people on every video at least that said, hey, I'll be a representative. So I don't know if I'm going to start making those videos again, which is, to me, it's redundant because the information's on the website and it's more in real time. But apparently if people don't get reminded by constant new videos about the Operation Safe Space, then people don't contact me to volunteer. Thank you, Bob. Thank you, Kelly. I don't know how awesome it is, but I tell you one thing: the people, we don't ever get like a ton of people in the chat, but the people that do come are like amazing, awesome people. We're a small group, but we're solid. We're really good people. PG&E, I don't think that's what we use here. California, I don't know what states they cover. I think Oregon is PG&E too. I don't know. Yeah, Nick, Ephesians 6:12. So anyway, I guess I'm going to have to start putting out those little Operation Safe Space update videos again, even though I don't really want to. But and then the other thing is the K-bar that Bob Barker donated for the giveaway. I think Mike has gotten like around 60 people that have entered that, to win the K-bar. If you don't know the rules in regards to that, look at the video earlier that I made, I don't know, like a week ago on the K-bar giveaway, and it has the rules on that. So you have till Friday the 19th is the cutoff. 65, he's got 65 submissions so far for that, so some stiff competition. But if you're creative and your heart's in it, you can win it. It's an awesome knife. Like I said, I was thinking for the winner, maybe I'll just keep it, and then we'll just send him like a pocket knife and write K-bar on it with like a Sharpie. Bob's like crying. He's like, I should never have sent that to these guys. So this is what's up for grabs. If you're interested in winning the K-bar with the contingency plan lanyard, then find the video, K-bar giveaway or whatever it's called, and follow the instructions. Why are people looking at your mom in an odd way? Does she wear like a MAGA hat or something? Oh, your mother and you. Yeah, that's the custom-made TCP lanyard. And I put a lot of effort in it. It took me like 45 seconds to make this lanyard, so there's a lot of love there. Oh, and also with all those submissions, because part of the rules on that are you have to submit a question for a fireside chat. And so we have a ridiculous amount of questions now, which means that we're probably going to have to break those up into multiple fireside chats. There's no way we can answer 65 questions, and I'm sure some of them are multiple questions. So we have plenty of questions for the fireside chats. We have enough to last us for probably 4 or 5 fireside chats, easy. Because on some questions we can go, like we can talk. As you saw on the last fireside chat we did with Prepping Sapper, we went for like, it was ridiculous. We talked for way too long. So we're gonna try and keep that in check this time. Yeah, he's going to print out like a book of questions. It'll be ridiculous. But yeah, next weekend when we go out to the camp contingency with Nick, we're going to try and fit a fireside chat in. It may still be daylight when we do it, but that's all right. There'll be some sort of fire going. We'll make a fire. So did I ever get an answer to Native Villiers Forge and Woodcraft? Is that like your is that your business? Is that like your company? Soon to be? So Forge and Woodcraft, what state is that located in? What state? Michigan. Are you going to have like an internet presence, like a website or some way that people from outside of Michigan can contact you and your I'm sorry, Native Villiers. I'm sorry, I was probably just completely butchering that. Forge and Woodcraft. Let's see what else we got here. All right, so Nick will be here next weekend. Okay. So future live stream, if you are on there, keep me updated. Let me know if your business is up and running and if you've got a web presence or some sort of social media for your company, and we'll promote that. Okay, we'll make sure everybody knows about it. Are you guys talking about the swarm of locusts? Was that at like Mecca or the Temple Mount, or where was Saudi Arabia? I don't know. Where did that happen? It wasn't Jerusalem. Wasn't it like Saudi Arabia? Jackhammer Mike wants a branding iron. Is that for the cattle out at Camp Contingency? Are we going to brand some bolt cutters on some cows out there? That was in Lebanon that I saw some I don't like watch the news or anything, but I did see some photographs of like these muzzies in white robes with like bugs all over them. Yeah, something's coming. I don't know, with the red heifer, the locusts. Now that's not like the locust from the pit, obviously. That's more like the pestilence, which is like what the the fifth or sixth seal in Revelation is the pale horse, or is that like the fourth seal? The pale horse is it was like pestilence, right? I just watched like this entire Book of Revelation movie like 2 nights ago. It was really good, and I can't remember which seal the pestilence. I think it was the pale horse. And what's interesting is the pale horse, which is includes famine, pestilence. The pale horse is a green horse, and green is the color of Islam. So, just food for thought. I thought death was the black horse. Yeah, black horse is death. The pale horse is famine and pestilence and disease, which, in my opinion, would include a swarm of locusts all over the muzzies. Yeah, war, famine, pestilence, death. So the pale horse, yeah. So let's see, what else we got here? Yeah, the locust, the red heifer, the third temple thing. I'm still on the fence on that. I'm not totally convinced that the third temple is an actual building. I'm still kind of working on that one. I think the third temple could be God's people, but then in Revelation, John is told to measure the third temple, but not the courtyard. So Revelation's super confusing, but it's just like amazing. Yeah, green's the color of envy, but it's also the color of Islam. There is it says like movie, I think, on YouTube called The Book of Revelation, and then it's like full movie or something like that. It's basically just this guy reading the book with like these repeating video clips in the background, like just over and over and over again. And like whenever the angels speak, or God speaks, or Jesus speaks, there's like a different voice. It's just mildly cheesy, but it's fascinating. And I've watched it or listened to it like 3 times now, and every time you get something new out of it, and you go, oh wait, maybe it means this. It's really, really good. I should like mirror that on the web or on my YouTube channel or something, because it's really, like I said, I like it. It's good. See, I don't find Revelation all that easy to understand. I think it's the one book in the Bible that isn't literal. Almost the entire book is, it's not. It's the only book in the Bible that I think is not literal. Everything that it says means. You have to really break it down, like the beast with the 7 heads and the 10 horns and 1 little horn, and the Mystery Babylon, the woman dressed in scarlet and purple. Clearly, to me, having read Revelation many times and watched the movie over and over, it's the Roman Catholic Church is Mystery Babylon. There's just no way I see it as anything but the Roman Catholic Church and the Vatican. But it's fascinating. And John of Patmos, who wrote the book of Revelation, is the only apostle who there isn't a burial site for, and that the Bible never says that he died. So there's many who believe that the Apostle John is actually still alive and never died. There's 11 burial sites for the 12 apostles, and the only one missing is John of Patmos. And they tried to boil him in oil, and it just bounced right off him. Like they couldn't kill him. So we know that Elijah never died. Enoch never died. Moses, man, it's like 50-50 sort of a, there's a, yeah, Moses died camp and a no, Moses never died camp. I think John of Patmos never physically died either. But I think the two witnesses are Elijah and Moses. That's what I've come to now. I thought it was Elijah and Enoch for a while, but now because of another Bible verse where Christ was on the mountain with what's it called, the not the tribulation, but the I'm drawing a blank, where he was with a couple of his, no, three of his prophets. It was like James, Peter, and somebody, and they saw him with Elijah and Moses talking to him, and God or Jesus wasn't Sermon on the Mount. It was the it's not transgression or temptation. It's the, somebody help me out here. It starts with a T. Anyway, but Moses and Elijah are on the mountain there with Jesus, and they describe them as the two candlesticks with the Lord of the earth, which is exactly what the book of Revelations calls the two witnesses, the candlesticks of the Lord of the earth. And they're described earlier in the Bible as the candlesticks with the Lord of the earth. So, in my opinion, the two witnesses are Elijah and Moses. Wish I could, that word is completely, yeah, the transfiguration. Thank you. It's a word that I never use unless I'm referring to that part of the Bible. The transfiguration of Christ, when he was on the mountain and spoke to Elijah and Moses, and they were described as the two candlesticks in the Lord with the Lord of the earth. And that's exactly how the book of Revelation describes the two witnesses. So the last thing I wanted to say was I wanted to tell you some of the, I've had some comments of people, and I don't know, they're like, I don't even know if they're subscribers. They're just people that leave comments, and they're saying things like, do more Shit Hits the Fan videos. And first of all, if you go back, I have like 350 some videos, and if you go back to the very first video I made, there's not a lot of topics I haven't covered. I did a Dakota Firehole video like 2 years ago, and you know, Vaseline cotton balls like 2 years ago. I've been doing this stuff. There's just not a lot of topics left as far as, you know, and like caching and a lot of the stuff when we go out to the desert, we actually do it and you see it. And so we don't, and some stuff, it just seems like pretty self-explanatory. Like if I show you the Dakota Firehole, you can look at it and go, oh, they made 2 holes and they dug a tunnel to connect the two. It's like, you don't need to go into it in great detail. It's pretty obvious, like how you make one. But so I've been racking my brain trying to think of, okay, somebody wants like, I guess like they meant like Shit Hits the Fan, like how-to videos. And so I've come up with, so the ones I'm thinking I'm going to be doing, but I'm going to probably wait until it gets warmer out. One of them is, I'm going to make a solar still. So if you don't know how to make a solar still, we'll make one of those out at the cattle pond. And I was going to do, I've been promising for a long time to do it like an in-depth compass. Hi, Arena dear. How to do an in-depth compass video. I've been promising that, and I haven't done it yet, on how to really read a compass and navigate with a compass. I'll do that. And also, Bob Barker sent me a video on a Native American fish trap. The problem with that is don't really have a place here to make one. I mean, I can make one at the cattle tank, but I'm not going to catch a fish. I can make one, but I would like to make one and actually catch a fish in it. And we just don't have lakes or ponds or streams or rivers here with fish in it. I live in the desert. So solar still I can do, compass video I can do, Native American fish trap. Like I said, we can make one, but we're not going to catch a fish. But and what else was I going to say? I was going to talk about, there's some channels that I've watched for a while and I enjoy them, and they're starting to really piss me off now. They're getting stupid, and it's like the more subscribers they get and the more popular they get, like the dumber they get, and they just anger me to watch them now because they talk about this nonsense. Like, if I hear anybody else say Nibiru, I swear I'm going to reach to the screen and just smack them upside the head. Do not say Nibiru. None of you say Nibiru. Tired of that nonsense. But anyway, I was going to talk about, we're going to do another cache video. And the last time we cached food, water, ammo, medical supplies, cooking supplies. And this time we're going to do something different. We've been kind of knocking around like what to cache this time. And I think it was maybe a commenter on one of Jackhammer Mike's videos that gave us the answer. And it's like, duh, it's like so easy. I don't know why we didn't think of it. But so Mike, if you're listening, come out here and we'll talk to him about the next cache and answer questions. The contingency plan, the website, it's linked in. Yeah, don't even talk about Planet X and Nibiru. Seriously, it's so stupid. It's like there's a better chance of an asteroid hitting us or a unicorn like shitting in your cornflakes tomorrow. What was I going to say? Yeah, I got all flustered with this nonsense. We've got some good stuff planned for the next cache. I don't know if we can do it when Nick's here because we're not going to have time to dig graves and bury stuff when we got too much to do when he's here. Don't start, Rena. Yeah, when we bury a cache, we go. We're not messing around. We dig like graves. We're not going to have time when Nick's here. We got too much to do. Try and fit in everything Nick wants to do, and then also do like the fireside chat. It's going to be a tight schedule. I think Mike's going to head out there early because he's got to like zero his scope and stuff. And then I'm going to basically wait for Nick and his mom to come here, and then we'll head out. So
I need coffee first.
Me too. Can you give me one?
Yeah, you want one?
I would love one.
Awesome.
Well, I told you to stop using AOL. Everybody else has a sweet connection. Right? Everybody else has a good connection. How you doing, Rena? Give me a thumbs up if everything's okay. So Mike will be out here in a second. Those of you who came in late, you didn't see my Sawyer Mini. It's like super awesome. And my 8x10 of the MAGA in chief. And there it is.
Look at him, Mac. Look at him.
Oh, one thing before we talk about what we're going to cache, I do have a question here from Norwegian Nightmare. And are you even on here still? I thought I saw him. Norwegian, are you here? This is good to, thank you. This is good to ask now because Mike's here so we can both answer.
Oh, that's heavy.
You might be humming Johnny Cash when you see me. Okay, that's cool.
What up, Two Bears?
Norwegian. Okay, so Norwegian Nightmare sent this question to me earlier. I want to hear your thoughts on what to do in a situation where things are slowly falling apart, like a situation where events are slowly deteriorating and there's some increasing rates of violence, but it's not really enough to make you bug out and everyone's still going to work.
Oh, yeah.
I hope you understand what I mean.
Yeah, how slowly?
I do understand what you mean. You're talking about shit hits the fan light. You're talking about the precursor to the big event where
The deterioration of society.
there are things going on, but it hasn't like maybe martial law or there's not people killing each other in the streets yet, but it's probably imminent.
Totally not black and white.
You sort of answered your question. Like basically you just carry on with your day, keep going to work, but you take your level of situational awareness and your vigilance and you heighten it.
Yes.
You keep your head on the swivel and you expect shit to go down. So basically you do what you do now, except you bump it up to a higher level of awareness.
If you never carried a gas mask in your company vehicle, I would start.
That's a cool mug.
Oh, by the way, not to take off the subject, but this is my cool contingency plan mug, and it's hot as shit. I got my fingers in the wrong spot. Yeah, check that bad boy out. You can get your very own. Go to the contingency plan.
I don't know. Can you tilt it a little bit and show them the, like, don't get it on the laptop, but show them like the lip. Look at the inside.
Oh yeah, black and white.
Black on the inside. These
Black
are
on
awesome.
the inside.
These are really
black
cool.
on the handle.
Very cool mug.
It keeps your shit stains from showing on the inside of the coffee cup. You can't tell how stained it is. So if you're like me and you don't wash your cup for like 2 weeks, you'll never know.
That just adds flavor, though. That's how I always look at it.
It's seasoned.
Yeah, it's just seasoned.
Cheers. And that's coffee, by the way.
So that made sense, Norwegian. Like I said, I would just say, you just raise your level of situational awareness. Like you basically go through your day expecting something to happen, as opposed to just kind of being aware of your surroundings.
And I would get together with all my group, or as many people as you've got in your group, or whatever you've got going on, and just double down and reaffirm everything that you're doing. Make sure everybody is clear, because you can obviously see signs of things going on right now. And it's not happened yet. Everybody's going back to work, but there's some really crappy things happening. So, just regroup, refocus, and reiterate everything that you guys are going to do. Your comms, your locations, what are you going to do if this happens? What path are you going to take when you have to get home? Hopefully you have A, B, and C plan. All that stuff. You just have to reaffirm all of that and just make sure everybody's on the same page, because if you have situations going on that you think it's close, then everybody's got to be really in tune to that and say, hey, you know what? It's really close. It may happen tomorrow or the next day. Let's get down and figure out what our plan of attack is and just make sure that we're all on the same page.
And like, I know Norwegian already has like a bug out plan for, if he's at home, if he's at work, if he's at school. But for others, like you should have plans now for every possible situation. But if you start seeing that things are heading that way, you have got to have a plan where if it goes down when you're at work, how do you get home? If it goes down when you're at school, how do you get home? If you take like the city bus and commute, like you probably aren't going to want to do that. So have a bug out bag, a go bag that you take to school or to work, leave it in your car or whatever. Something that you can go out, grab, and if you can't drive your car, if the roads are too packed or congested, you can go on foot and you have a bag with everything you need, and you have an alternate route that you've set up where you can cut through less populated areas and stuff to get home. But if things go south, the number one thing you need to do, I think, is get home. You got to get home. That's where you're safest. That's where your stuff's at.
That's where the majority of your stuff is. You might have some stuff on your person or in your car, but especially if you take like the bus or the train.
And you don't want to just get you home. You got to have a plan for your family too. And comms. How are you going to communicate with each other? Like if the kid's at school and the wife's at work and you're at work and all three of you are at different locations, how do you get your kid? I don't know how old they are. If your kid can get to home on their own, or do you have to go get them? Does one of you go get them? Do both of you go get them? How do you all end up at your house? I mean, you got to have all these.
Did you test your shit?
And you don't want to do this like.
Did you try it out before? You need to.
Yeah, you should do like a trial run on a weekend.
Definitely.
Or something. Go to where you work and take an alternate way home, or walk from point A to point B. Carry with your backpack on. Practice this stuff. I think Max is chasing somebody. Max, what are you doing? Come here, fathead. Come here. Sorry, you got a loose Great Dane.
That's dinner for a week. Yeah.
I don't know what.
Hey, I'm going to tell you, these little cheapy radios, $45 for I think a pack of 3. Look on my website. Look on his website. We got them. These are bargain Chinese cheapy pieces of crap. If you program them and you know how to program them, this one didn't talk to this one at first, but once we programmed them, they totally talk to each other. We got a 1.5 mile range on these things without even trying hard. Your comms, if your kid has one of these in his backpack turned off, who's going to care? Nobody. But if you know that stuff's going down, shit hits the fan, or you expect it, or you suspect it, this is going to be a great communication device. Test them out. Find your range. See how far you can get. Can you get to your school or your kid's school, to your house or your workplace or wherever? You better test them out now while you can and figure out how to adapt to it before shit hits the fan. Look at the difference in antennas. Okay. We took these big antennas off of the ham radios and we upgraded the ham radios with some longer antennas. And we put these upgraded antennas on these little tiny, cheapy freaking family radio service radios. And we get a lot more range out of this now. You can see the difference in the antennas. Try them out. Get your shit squared away now before you have to. Because in emergency, forget it. You're done. You're just not going to be able to figure all this shit out. And your kids aren't going to be able to figure it out. Give them a safe place. Right here. A way to communicate with mom and dad if their cell phones go out.
Yeah, like if your kids take a backpack to school every day, I would have these on the charger overnight and then just make it a habit every day when they take their backpack and they put their homework and all their crap in it. Throw the radio in there too. And then if things ever, come to it.
Power on.
They turn these on and you have communication, hopefully, if you're not too far away. And you'll be able to at least be in contact with your kids until you can get to them. Or your wife, or your husband, or whoever.
Take the antenna off. Put it in a little aluminum foil, some kind of a foil wrapped Faraday cage. You know what? Potato chip bags. What are they made out of?
Mylar.
Mylar. Okay, I don't know anything about a Faraday cage other than I know copper weaving, copper mesh is something supposed to protect it. Well, look how small that is, tiny. Where's the fucking tape measure? Yeah, guys. 3 inches, 4 inches. That's what she said. But look how small that is. Wrap that in aluminum foil, copper, I don't know. Make your own homemade Faraday cage, whatever. If you're paranoid about EMP, I don't think that's going to be what's happening. But hey, this is a very small little packet that they can put in the bag down on the bottom. Nobody's going to know that they've got it except them. And if shit hits the fan, they've got a way maybe to communicate back to the house or your work or whatever. If you're within 5 miles, maybe. I don't know. The little FRS radios, we only tested them out to about a mile and a half. And we got great reception. Great reception. I want to really test them the next time. Well, not the next time, but the time after the next that we go out. We really want to put these through the ringer and find out how far we can actually get.
Oh, we think we found Camp Contingency 2.
Oh yeah.
We think we found a second one that looks actually from the aerial map looks amazing. Mm-hmm. It's a little further away, 10 miles, but we're gonna scope it this summer, and it looks really, really promising. It's really cool. But so
at least at the worst, it's another source of water.
A lot of water, a lot more water, and it's right next to it.
And a possibility of game in the area.
And we won't have to go so far for water. It's really close. But we were trying to figure out what to put in our next cache, and I think somebody commented on
Norwegian.
Was it?
Tripped me out on it.
Oh yeah. So tell them what we're gonna get.
Norwegian Nightmare. Thank you very much, dude. He just mentioned something about boots, and it just like triggered me. That, oh shit, you know what, my boots, and I wear Danners 453 GTX, something like that, and they last me about a year working in the plumbing industry, walking on the streets up to people's houses and in their houses and shit like that, not out in the boonies, hardcore gravel and everything else that we deal with.
This is what I wear, and I just ordered a brand new pair of the exact same boots, and these are going into the cache. And I'll wear the new ones. But yeah, we're gonna
get about a year out of it. Now I'm thinking, well, shit, a year out in the fucking boonies, that's hardcore. The boonies are gonna tear your boots up a lot more than pavement, asphalt, and other things. And so he got me thinking about it. You know what? I really need to cache a pair of boots. Good job, Norwegian.
And then of course we ran with that. So we're gonna cache like BDUs, we're gonna cache thermals, we're gonna cache extra shirts, hoodies.
Well, we started thinking
caps, basically entire outfits.
It made us think. It's like, holy shit, we don't have any spare clothes. I mean, the stuff that we might be able to pack. I would rather have food than clothes, and what I'm wearing is fine, but we don't have any spare shit. So as long as we're gonna cache, let's cache some clothes. Like you said, thermals, so that we've got some winter protection out here. The winter is what, 40, maybe down to 32-ish, if that, on a really, really cold day. So what? Thermal underwear will fucking fix that. Easy. So we got it really light out here.
But we realized, like, if we had to bug out, we would go out there, and then the clothes we were wearing, that'd be it.
That's it.
And it was like, we'd probably get ripe at,
after a month or two, being on your knees, laying down in the dirt, firing for, shooting animals, whatever, your knees are going to wear out if you're not wearing knee pads, which we do, and we've got to store them to take away a little bit of the stress on the knees and your clothes. But your clothes aren't going to last you forever, folks, and you're cashing out. Is it going to be a 6-month, a 3-month, 9-month?
So in my go bag, I have a garment bag for like in my vehicle. I have a whole change of BDUs and boots and everything.
Where's your Uncle Buck hat?
But I think it's in my.
He's got an Uncle Buck hat, so it's like he's got a major winter hat. It's awesome.
It's a Russian deer floppy ear Elmer Fudd hat. It's awesome. But yeah, thank you, Norwegian. We took your boot idea and
definitely.
we need not only boots, because like if you're out if you're out in the bug out, out in the woods or out in the desert or wherever, and you put a hole in your shoes, or your big toe goes through your sock, that's just gonna continually go downhill. But it's like, you know what, having another pair of boots and some socks and another pair of pants and all this stuff, it's like, but we were so preoccupied with like bullets and food and water, and it's like, wait a minute,
traps.
So thank you, Norwegian. We're going to put a whole bunch of clothing in our next CAD.
Yeah. And you guys have to, I had a note sheet, and I'm just going to go off the top of it without having it here. But, I'm asking, what do you guys, are you finding your spot, your bug out spot, your camping area? I mean, where do you go? What are you going to do?
Yeah, we got 2 now.
We totally want to bug in and stay here. But if we had to bug out, we know where we're going to go. We're already set. We already have stuff buried out there. You've seen the videos. So we're packing up our shit with what we're saying. What are you guys going to do? And how many of you guys have that going on? Norwegian, you're talking, and you've got your bug out bags and you've got everything going on. What do you have? The travel bag. I can't remember how you phrased it, bro. Sorry. But you've got like 3 different scenarios of bags that you've got, and they work perfectly. Yep, bug out is the last resort, absolutely. Kelly Fox, I don't, because I can't find where I belong yet. Well, hey, Kelly, have you ever gone camping? Why not start there? Find a place to go camping somewhere that's not too far away.
Use Google Maps or Google Earth and find a place that's remote and it's walkable. Something that you could be there in like 2 days walking, and scout it, like aerial. Look for a place with a lot of foliage, for
Kilo Delta 9 Bravo Foxtrot Quebec.
For a place for shelter and stuff like that, and also water, and then physically go there and get on the ground and see what it looks like. The more remote, the better, obviously. If you can get like a BLM, I don't know what state you're in, but some sort of like a BLM map, find some land that is out away from people, but you have...
Look, that's badass. I'm sorry, but that's fucking badass.
But you have, foliage and stuff for protection, to be hidden and to make structures for, shelter and some source of water, and then physically go out there and check it out.
And, as stupid as my videos are, lame as they are, I hope that I'm trying to show you guys that I'm actually going out to the areas and applying the stuff. Yeah, that's stupid. I'm chopping branches with a K-bar knife and whatever, and unfortunately TCP's chair caught on fire. That's kind of funny, and I can put it in a funny format, but don't take away the seriousness of it. This knife is something that you need to have. I've got a silky saw coming. Wait until you see the silky saw combined with this. I don't need a heavy axe. And if I had a heavy axe, that would be all I had. And it's not going to do what this will do and the saw will do.
I have a hatchet over there.
He's got a hatchet. And combined with it, pair up again. When you have multiple people,
You're the president.
Love you, President Trump. If you have, something perfect there between us. That's a man right there, dude.
Our commander in chief.
Yes, sir. I'll die for that guy. I would totally die for him. I totally brain farted. Alzheimer's sucks, dudes. I'm sorry. Oh, by the way, again, the contingency planning cup, coffee cup. It's a great mug.
They come with bolt cutters on them too.
Oh yes, there's a bolt cutter design on his site too. What is that? Oh, it's Cafe Press.
They're always in the description.
Yeah, look in the description and click on it. You'll find some cool stuff, some stickers. Yeah, you can always use a sticker. Help us out. Keeps us going. We can buy some more shit, and we can give you some better reviews.
Yeah, the last I checked, Amazon owes me $1.08. So
I'm a $1.57, but I think it's only because I bought the lawn chairs. Or I bought a replacement. Okay, I'm not that guy. Listen, I'm not that guy. I burned his chair up, and I'm not going to buy him a cheapy piece of crap. I'm going to buy him something at least as good or better. And I think the Coleman chairs I scored on because I got two.
they're huge.
I got two for
they're like
a good price.
They're like thrones. They're literally like you sit down in them like this.
And it's got a cool little cooler on the side.
You'll see them.
And it's got a storage bag. You'll see them on the next video.
Next week
when Nick comes out. Yeah,
you'll see these
we'll
chairs.
try them out.
They're like folding thrones. They're awesome.
They're
So-
very cool.
My chair, like catching on fire, was a blessing actually.
Well, and here, I'm not that guy. I ordered a replacement before he sent me the picture and the details of what he actually bought, which was a little bit less than what I got. So if you're going to be that guy and you burn up your buddy's shit or you fuck it up or whatever, at least buy him the same quality or better. Don't just buy him something that's, mediocre and cheaper. No, don't be that guy.
I can't believe you burned my chair.
I know.
I love that chair.
I love that chair. He and that chair have been through a lot.
Well, it's still here. Nick, you can.
It's in the Hall of Shame, but
You can't sit in it anymore, but you can do your picture taken next
If
to
we
it.
had enough duct tape, we could fix it, though. I got Gorilla Tape.
It's pretty. It's fucked. Do your neighbors know about your YouTube channel and your getaway place? No, they do not.
No.
I don't know.
We don't want them to know.
I don't know our neighbors.
No. And I don't want them coming over here and saying, hey, dude, I know you got food. Because that's going to get you a shotgun muzzle in your face. And we're going to tell you to go away or die. One of the two. So, sorry.
Yeah, because there's a good chance that things go south. We'll be taking shit from the neighbors, so we don't want to get too friendly with them.
Yeah, there's pools
Yeah.
on the 3 houses across the street. We're going to be going over there to get water. And if there's anybody there, we might be trading them rice for a 5-gallon bucket.
We've already used Google Maps to aerial search the neighborhood, so we know which houses have pools in the backyards and which houses have solar panels on the roof. So
Yeah.
that's just some of the hard stuff you got to do. What do we got now? New World, the neighbors, no they don't. Stanley Fat Max makes some great tools. Well, if you got a name like Fat Max, you got to do something right.
Hey, we try out some stuff, okay, guys? I'm just telling you what works for us, the cheap stuff that works for us, the very high value stuff that works for us. There's a ton of stuff out there. We just don't buy all. We just can't afford all that shit. I'm telling you right now. Until you start kicking in on Patreon or doing our Amazon links or go to our web pages and buy our
There's no money in that.
coffee mugs. And it takes a lot of you guys to do that. We just can't test every product. What I do is I do a lot of research. I look at a lot of reviews. And then when I see something that looks cool, it's very value added, I'm going to buy it and I'm going to test it. Case in point. Pew, 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 pew. Would I go with an EOTech or would I go with a Holosun red dot? Well, I love the Holosun, and this is number 2. Year and a half-ish. It failed. Am I going to stick by it? Yes, because they've got a great warranty. They back up their shit. They sent me a new one for free. Yeah, I had to pay shipping to get it over there. But, hey, they sent me a new one. Was bump firing the thing a problem? Maybe. Oh, that That's a good picture right there, dude.
Yeah.
Eat me.
Yeah. You just got my channel banned.
I'm sorry. You wanted what? But they got a great warranty. The magnifier now, the Vortex, unconditional warranty. And I'm going with pretty much all Vortex products from here on out. Because if I drop it, drown it, it breaks. It doesn't matter. Vortex has an unconditional warranty on it. So, 3-power magnifier. The Holosun side is fantastic. But it failed. It did fail. After a year and a half, it failed. Will it fail again? I don't know. But this is one of the things that we cannot just crank out instantaneous videos on certain things. Yeah, some other things we can crank out videos on, but other things take a little bit of time to find out how well they work. That Holosun took a year and a half before it failed, and it did fail. Will it fail again? I don't know. We'll have to see. If it does fail again, I'm going to say, don't get it. It's a piece of crap. But,
Don't bump fire and
don't bump fire.
it'll last.
And videos coming up. I'll show you guys. You want to bump fire? I'll show you how to do it.
TCP doesn't bump fire. I'm an ammo like
Yeah, we're ammo whores.
I'm an ammo.
I don't do it either, but I happen to pick up 1,000 rounds for dirt cheap. So what else we got going on? I know some of you guys were talking about sadly warranty don't work
You know,
in a
I think you meant shit. It's a fan.
Kilo Delta 9-8 Foxtrot. Is it 9-8? Oh, 9 Bravo Foxtrot Kilo or Quebec. Yeah, no, it doesn't work in a shit hits the fan. That's why you want your shit wired tight before you get to that point.
Arena.
Test it. Work your stuff. Take it out to the desert. I can tell you, we have the harshest environments in the world out here in the desert. You're in 115-degree heat, and you take these things out. Some of these things aren't tested in that kind of heat, or the dust, or the monsoon moisture that's out there. These things might fog up on you. You know, a typical scope might fog up on you in the August, September part of the year when we've got monsoons and heavy rains and high heat and everything else. Test that shit. All your stuff. If you guys have bargain basement and value-added stuff that you can tune us all into, feel free to put them in the comments. Just because we rate some sort of a product that we buy, you know, and it's on his page and my page, these things that we buy, it's not anything that anybody's ever given us. Oh, and by the way, I want to clarify something real quick. In the giveaway for this knife over here, your email addresses and stuff are sacred, and I'm not using them to add to my email list on any of my shop products or anything like that. Your emails are private. They're staying with this knife. They're not going any further. I'm not using them to boost my channel pages or anything else. I know lately I've been pumping my stores, and I've got 2 of them right now. But that's just to sell shit. If you want to email and subscribe to those channels or those stores, do it, and I'll send you discounts and specials and everything else that we've got. But your emails are private. They're not going anywhere further than this knife. Okay, so please relax. Hopefully that's not going to deter you guys from emailing. I'm sure it probably would. It would me. It would totally be me, because I was like, oh, I don't want to be on somebody's mailing list. And that's not what we're doing this for. We're doing it because we want to give away the knife, and we want to have a reason to give away the knife. That's all. We're not doing it to add to our email lists or anything else. So your shit's private. You're not going to get a bunch of annoying nonsense.
So I saw your question, Rena.
Hi, Rena.
Yeah, you're going to want to obviously if you hear about a recall, you're going to want to go through your stuff and see if you have any of that food and get rid of it. But if you, one way around that is to have food that you have to cook, like vegetables. If those are recalled, you're just gonna have to throw them out. But if you got like, beef stew, that stuff, you're gonna cook it. You're probably not gonna recall something like that. It's mostly gonna be like raw stuff you just eat right out of the can. So one way to avoid getting like botulism or some bad recall food that you find out after the fact or you never hear about and you eat it is to prep food that you have to cook.
Well, unfortunately, for the most preppers, if you had a issue, you're not going to have a lot of fresh food. You're not going to have fresh lettuce unless you grow it yourself. And that seems to be the biggest issue. Romaine lettuce was a big thing out here in Arizona a month or two ago. E. coli or some other shit. God only knows. Everybody had to throw their fucking shit out. You're not going to have that with canned foods per se. And you're going to cook that stuff, so it doesn't really matter. Canned vegetables, cook it.
So we cached dried fruit, and I'm marinating more jerky tonight, and so tomorrow we're going to make more jerky. Mike made jerky, and that's on the counter to eat. The jerky I'm making tomorrow, I'm going to vacuum seal it, and that's going to go.
Yeah, I think it's been sitting out on the counter too long. We're going to have to eat it. We can't bag it.
So I'm going to bag up the stuff I make tomorrow for cash.
Hybrid dog.
And I'm having a good feeling about the jerky I'm making tomorrow. I feel good about it. I didn't put any salt. I learned that lesson.
Yeah, we're almost there. I think the jerky that I made was the flavoring was too strong.
It got overcooked too. It's really hard.
Yeah, and well, it might be the cut of meat too.
Bob Barker's got that shit down. His stuff is. He sent us some more like.
Bob, you suck. Suck less, Bob.
Bob sent us some more jerky like a week or so ago, and it puts ours to shame. We have a lot of work.
He rubs it in.
But I think tomorrow my jerky is going to be, it's going to be in the contention for, probably not.
But we're getting there, and when we master the jerky or the beef anyway,
The
we
fruit
can do
we've
pork.
got, the fruit we do.
Fruit we got pretty well, and I'd like to see it dipped in a dip rather than sprinkled the citric acid on the top of it. I'd like to see it in a dip, but that's just me. But regardless, we're close. We're real close, and you guys, this is another thing. If you guys aren't doing it now, it's not expensive to figure it out. Practice. You're never going to get it right off the bat. I don't care how many YouTube videos you watch and how many dehydrators you buy. You're never going to get it wired until you practice it and keep going on it and figure it out.
Yeah, we don't have the jerky down yet.
No.
I admit it.
Oh, well, I don't think we actually have the fruit down yet. We're close. We're really good. It's totally edible.
Soppers isn't here. Soppers had some of our fruit. I think he liked it. But what was I going to say? Oh, somebody said something. How would you collect at least 2 gallons of water a day for 2 of you when you're living in the desert? Kettle pond.
Cattle tank.
And filter it, boil it.
We can do 5-10 gallons a day. It's just a matter of carrying it back to camp.
Yeah, I think if it came to that, we would relocate to the other spot we found because
we can camp out at the cattle tank.
It's 1.5 miles one way to bring that water back. I don't see that happen. I'm not doing that every day.
I think, and here's where we're at.
We do have 15 gallons cached out there.
Excuse me. And here's where we're at. We're at our bug out location, guys. Now, look, if you don't have this is kind of a model, okay? Try to get something like this squared away. Our position is 1.5 miles away from a source of water. However, we have food and water buried, 15 gallons of water. If we used 1 gallon of water per day and we skimped and split it, that will last us 15 days. Not very long. Depending on the time of year, it's going to be even worse if it's in the summertime. However, the nearest source of water is 1.5 miles. It's not so bad. The second most closest source of water is about 10 miles. as the crow flies. But we can camp out there because it is really, really remote. That's where our second our camp contingency is going to be. That's outpost 2.
It might end up the primary if we had to stay because of the water. But like I said, I would probably make a solar still at the cattle tank so that we wouldn't have to process it. We could just go down there and get it and bring it back. We could boil it again when we got back, but I don't know. We got water. It's a lot of work to bring it back. But like I said, if it got to that, I think we would relocate to the other spot we found because it's like right next to 2 cattle tanks.
Yeah,
and they're bigger. He did the Google Map thing where you, I think the one that we have now that I went to in that video was like 120 yards, and the one that we saw was like 430 yards wide. It's a huge cattle
They're
tank.
big. They're totally big. They will never run out of
There's 2
water.
of them, and there's also a silo. We can't tell if it's got water in it or grain, but there's some sort of a big silo right on the shoreline of one of the cattle tanks, and we just don't know what's in it yet, or it might be empty. But if it's empty, we could use it for storage or to keep stuff dry. So
hell, we could even hide in it if we had to.
And there's elevated areas we could go up on. I mean, it's the other ones.
The thing of it is that these cattle tanks are drawing cattle and game. Javelina. There's mule deer out there. Rabbits. Frogs. We've seen frogs in those cattle tanks. We didn't catch any fish the last time we were out. And what was that? That was between Christmas and New Year's. So the end part of December, 28th, 27th.
There were ducks.
There were ducks up. Definitely. There was food there.
And I saw a rabbit on the way back when I was walking through the desert.
Oh, and you stirred up some quail.
Yeah, I saw 2 quail on the way down there. So there's food out there.
So, and we're going to totally eat that stuff before we eat our canned and bagged and vacuum sealed everything else. Eat your wild game. If you shoot wild game, get it, trap it, whatever.
And I'm going to get one of these. I think I have a picture here on the show.
Oh, there you go. Yep. There's another trap.
So I'm gonna get one of these.
Yeah, show me how to do that.
Should pop up on here. I think.
There you go.
So I'm gonna get one of these soon, and I guarantee we'll catch stuff in that out there.
Yeah, well, it'd be our luck we'll catch a skunk, but hey, skunks have meat. They stink, but yeah, they have meat.
We have raccoons in Arizona.
Rena left. Bye, Rena.
Bye, Rena. Do we have raccoons here? I haven't seen one, but
I think we do. I think there might be higher elevations. I don't know. I don't know what's out there other than I've seen rabbits or cottontails, jackrabbits. I've seen tortoises, ground squirrels. I think there's skunk out there. Another skunk out
there's
here.
javelina, there's cattle, there's mule deer.
Mule deer.
I think there's bobcat. There's
wild horses. So, and coyotes.
Tarantulas, scorpions,
Yeah.
rattlesnakes,
Mm-hmm.
gopher snakes,
Gopher snakes.
kangaroo,
Frogs.
kangaroo rats, frogs, tortoises.
And toads. I won't eat a toad, but there's frogs in the water.
Yeah.
Kilo Delta 9. Bravo, Foxtrot, Quebec, Flagstaff. Thank you, Burrow.
I've shot a skunk before and posed with a picture with it, and it didn't stink because the gland wasn't hit.
Right.
Yeah. Somewhere in this world, there is a picture of me with a 22 and a dead skunk.
That wasn't your girlfriend?
Yes.
Again. Come on, dudes. Look at that. That's a great cup.
That is a good
It's
cup.
an awesome cup. Get yours while the getting is good. Love you, Kelly Fox.
Yeah, there's a lot of
Hope you're not a guy.
there's a lot of game out there. That's not a problem.
Yeah, there's a ton of food, and I know people were asking about that. You know, what are you going to do for 6 months, a year, 2 years down the road? And, well, you know what? Hopefully I'm going to be eating game and not digging into my cash supplies when times get lean. You know, here it is, middle of December or the end of December, real close to January, and there's a bunch of ducks out there in the cattle pond. You know, if we had been stealthy and climbed over the top of the hill really slowly and had 22s or something, we could have certainly shot a duck or two and had a really nice dinner. So, you know, it's just a matter of, you know, know your area. You guys got to know your area. I'm sorry. It really all boils down to that. Where do you go? Where's your bug out area and how well do you know it? I think we know our area like the back of our hand. There's some more areas that we want to explore and get to know. Oh, sorry about that. But speaking of butts, we want to get out.
It's
and
like the quality of my stream just
I know, just like
knows.
oh, when Jack Hammer Mike comes aboard, forget about it.
Are you still on here, Nick?
Is anybody still on here? I'll just bail. Cups are always full. Let's see the
Practice hunting sorts of game. You know, now you have to get a license to do it. I don't want to do that.
When there's no rule of law, do you really think you have to have a license?
I'm not going to pay a license to go out and shoot.
I have a hunting license, though.
I don't need to kill a javelina right now, and I know that when during Shit Hits the Fan, obviously I won't need a license, and we'll shoot them then. I don't want to shoot them now.
I do. Coyotes out here are a big deal, and if I find one, I can shoot it on the spot, anytime, anywhere, and they're always in season. They're a hazard to the cattle industry. They are, and in fact, TCP had mentioned it in one of his past videos that their competitor to our game are rabbits and quails and baby javelinas, baby cattle, everything else. Coyotes are a menace, and the ranchers don't care one way or another whether you shoot them or not. And since I have a hunting license, I can shoot them all day long without any fear of reprisal. So I do have a license.
I've never tried cooking oil in a lamp. I've only used kerosene, so I don't know.
Why would you do that? Why would you not just take a candle and stick it in a can of Crisco and have a candle that'll burn for
just
like
get
2
a
weeks?
gallon of kerosene and store it.
Kerosene is going to spoil like gasoline.
Well,
I think.
it's lamp oil. That's what they label it as.
Oh,
Lamp oil, you can buy it on Amazon for a gallon for a few bucks and just cash it.
disabled, and my bug out location is 10 miles from my home. BFE, Kansas.
At least you got a bug out location.
Hey, 10 miles is closer than where we're at.
A lot of people don't even have a place to go.
So you actually have a place, the Joe Info. You actually have a place that you could actually bug out to. That's fantastic, dude. We got coyotes here. It's about the only thing I haven't shot. Norwegian, dude. It's pretty much open season on those things. They get their, don't let them feed on the game. If you can weed out the coyote population, do it, dude. I'd focus on killing predators first when the shit hits. There's less competition. Yeah, and exactly. That kind of really boils down to our point. But do you wait until shit hits the fan, or do you try to do something now? Be proactive. You know, if I've said it a million times. If I can fucking hit them, I'm gonna shoot them. While I'm out there walking through the desert, doing what we're doing, wintertime, summertime, whatever. If I see a coyote, it's dead meat. If I can hit it, I'm not going to take a. I might take a 300-yard shot. I was hitting a 10-inch plate, and we were just reviewing some of the older videos when he first got out here. First time we went out shooting together, we were hitting a 300-yard plate, a 10-inch plate, and we were both hitting it with our ARs. Would I do it? Yeah, maybe if I've got a good shot. I don't want to wound something and let them limp around for wherever. But you know, if I can make a clean kill, I'll do it. 200 to 300, about my limit with the AR and with my optics. Walmart at $5.99 half-gallon lamp oil. Okay.
All right, well, my back's killing me, so I'm going to go. You got something to say? Say it now. I'm leaving. Well, you should leave California, period.
Yeah, exactly. What are you doing in California? Get the hell out of there. Come out to Nevada. It's a great state. Colorado, even better. They have recreational marijuana there. Don't come here to Arizona. We don't really need more traffic. All right. I'm out. Oh, by the way, if you haven't seen it before, it's a fantastic coffee mug. It makes your coffee taste way better. Good shit.
See you later.